Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Daya Karo More. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev ki jai. Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you for Gaura Purnima celebrations starting from today. So it is one of the most auspicious day in our calendar, especially in our Vaishnava calendar. Gaura Purnima is the most auspicious day. So okay, bro, can see? Harivan. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Haribol. So from today we will be having a special class on Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's discussion with various great personalities. See, today we will be seeing the discussion with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and then tomorrow with Ramananda Raya, and then Srila Rupa Goswami, and then Sanatana Goswami, and then finally on the day of Gaura Purnima we will be discussing about Siksastakam. So in the morning session we will have 1 to 4 verses, and then the evening 5 to 8 verses. So this is how this celebration has been scheduled. So before we just go directly into the discussions between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, we should understand why the discussion of these personalities have been recorded in the scriptures. So you think that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he appeared, he has discussed only with these few personalities or many of them? Sure, he might have discussed with many of them, not only these 4 personalities or few. Why these discussions only with these great personalities have been recorded in the scripture is that because of this discussion with the Lord, there was a lot of change in the society. So not only it was not beneficial only for that particular person, it was beneficial for the complete society. So that's how it has been recorded. There are some few instances where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed some of them, but they got benefited and they became the great devotees of the Lord. But it was only for that individual personalities. But personalities like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Ramananda Raya, they are all great personalities. Because of their discussion with the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there was a great revolution it happened after that. So that's why these discussions were recorded in the scriptures. So before we go again into the discussion, we need to understand, first of all, we need to understand who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We know that who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is Krishna himself. He is same Krishna, Swayam Krishna Bhagavan, he appeared as Lord Chaitanya in Kali Yuga. So that is the only introduction for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Is there something else different we need to have? So if we understand that what is the mood of Lord Chaitanya, that is more important. See, when we are discussing with, in our life also we are discussing with many persons. Our discussion, it depends upon the mood of course, mood of ourselves and then the mood of the other person also. So if the mood is different, then the subject matter of the discussion, it totally becomes different. Is it not? So if we are in different mood, we will discuss something different. So we need to understand what is the mood of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and what is the mood of the other person who is discussing with Lord. So then only we can understand what is the concept behind it, what is the subject matter they have discussed, and what is the effect of that discussion. So all these things we can understand only if we know who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and what mood he has appeared and what was the mood behind the discussion which happened. So first let us start with who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we know it's Lord Sri Krishna Swayam Bhagavan. He appeared in the Kali Yuga in a disguised form. But there are so many references, scriptural references is there to prove that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Lord Sri Krishna himself. But for our Sampradaya, most important is we are following Bhagavad Dharma. So we take only Srimad Bhagavatam, what is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, in confirming that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Lord Sri Krishna. So it's given in 11th canto, 5th chapter and 32 verse. This is a very famous verse, most of us we know. So let us discuss this together. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sango Upanga Astra Parshatam Yajnai Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Hi Sumedasaha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons and confidential companions. So here is mentioned Krishna Varnam. Krishna Varnam, it represents, the Acharyas has given that it gives three implications. Krishna Varnam means the first implication is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, basically this sloka it refers to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the first implication is that Krishna Varnam means he is in Krishna's same class. He is none other than he is in Krishna's class only. So that means he is Lord himself, Krishna himself. The second implication is that his name will be having the word Krishna. So how do you call Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Sri Krishna Chaitanya. We call him Sri Krishna Chaitanya. So his name, it includes the word Krishna also. The third implication is most important. He always chants the name Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Varnayam. So we know Varnayam means, what is the Varnayam? The word Varnayam means always it's expressing. No? So we see some matches, cricket match also we see. Varnana, cricket Varnana is going on, isn't it? So the Varnana means they always speak. So the Varnana here, the Krishna Varna means the person who is always speaking about Krishna. Always speaking about Krishna. So these three implications, it represents Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna Varnam, Tvisha Akrishnam. Tvisha means his bodily complexion. Krishna means blackish. So the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's bodily complexion is not black, is different. We know what is the complexion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? It's golden. Sangha, Sa Anga. So he comes, whenever the Lord appears, he comes along with all his associates. Sa Anga, along with associates. Upa Anga. Upa Anga represents the servants. Sangha, Upa Anga, Parshatam. Parshatam means they are very close associates. There are associates are there, and there are servants, and then there are other category, they are very close associates. He comes along with all of them. And then what they do when they come? Yajna Sankirtana Prayar. So when they come, they perform Sankirtana Yajna. And the last verse is the last line is more important. Yajna hi su medasa. Yajanti hi su medasa. So those who are participating in this movement, they are most intelligent persons. So it's said in Bhagavatam, so those who are all in this movement, in the Sankirtana movement, they are all intelligent person. So this gives that the confirmation that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Sri Krishna himself. Of course, as I said, there are so many other scriptural references are there. So only we have taken only this Bhagavatam verse only. Now we know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. But as I said in the before, what is the mood of the Lord? When the Lord came here, what was his mood? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood. What is the mood? So that is more important, because that based on that mood, the discussion it goes. Our Lord's activities will be there. So what is the mood of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he came? So this is given here in Chaitanya Charitamrita in Adi Leela. In the beginning itself, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he just gives this verse in the beginning itself. He discloses the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the starting itself. That when Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in the beginning, he prays to his spiritual master, and then to the devotees, and then all the other incarnations of the Lord, and then he prays to Sri Krishna himself, and then the next verse, in the fourth verse itself, he gives what is the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anarpita charim chirat karuna yavatarana kalom samarpayitam unvudujjala rasam svabhakti shriyam haripurata sundara dyuti kadamba sandipitha sada hridaya kandare sprito va sachinandanaha. So it's very most important verse to understand what is the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Said anarpita means arpita means what? We say arpita means it's giving. So anarpita means it's not given. So he came to give something which has not been given so far. Charim chirat. Chirat is for a long time this has not been given. So how he came? Karunaya avadaro. He came as the complete manifestation of Karuna. Whatever the Karuna of Krishna, that Karuna has taken the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He appeared in Kali Yuga. So what he did? Samarpayitam. So he gives, what he gives? Unnata. Unnata is what? The topmost. Unnata Ujjala Rasam. So we know the Jivas has got 5 rasas with the Lord. What are the 5 rasas? Santa, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. So out of these 5 rasas, the Ujjala Rasa. What is the Ujjala Rasa? Is the topmost rasa. The topmost rasa is Madhurya Rasa. So he came to give that Madhurya Rasa. How he came to give? Swabhaktim Shrayam. So by his own devotional service. He gave that topmost Madhurya Rasa by his own devotional service. Who is that? Haripurata Sundara Dyuti. Means he is Lord himself. And he came, Sundara Dyuti. Sundara is very beautiful form. Is Kadamba Sandipita. Sada Hridaye Kandare. He says, please, that Lord, oh my Lord, my heart, there is a big cavity is there. In my heart, there is a big cavity is there. So that cavity has to be filled. Filled with what? Spurato va Sachinandana. Yes, Sachinandana, please fill in my heart. There is a big cavity in my heart. Please fill in. So with this, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is giving us the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what is the mood? He came to give which has never been given before. The Lord has taken so many incarnations, isn't it? Lord has taken so many incarnations, but he came to give the one which has never been given by the Lord himself. So what is that? That is the Unnata Ujjalam. So that is the topmost rasa Lord is going to give. How he is going to give? By his own devotional service. So now, this is the mood of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But we need to also understand how fortunate that we are in this time of the Lord's appearance. So because we need to understand that Lord Sri Krishna, he appears in his Swayam form only in one time in one day of Brahma. We know how long the Brahma's one day? 8,400,000,000 human years. So throughout this time, Krishna appears only one time in a day of Brahma. So that means in Brahma's day, there are 1,000 yuga cycles are there. Out of 1,000 yuga cycles, Lord appears only in one yuga cycle. And one day of Brahma, there are 14 manus are there. And out of 14 manus, Lord appears only in one manu. That is this 7th manu. We are in 7th manu. And each manu has got 71 yuga cycles. 71 yuga cycles, and then in 71 yuga cycles, Lord appears only in one yuga cycle. So that is this 28th yuga cycle. So see how fortunate we are. So it is given as an example in the scriptures that in a big ocean, if there is a small log of wood is there, and then if in that log of wood, if there is a small hole is there, a tortoise who is swimming in the water, if he pops up from the water, what is the chance of that head comes into that hole? What is the possibility? Probably, what is the probability of that? So big ocean, small log of wood, there is a small hole in that one, and the tortoise has to come up, and then the tortoise head exactly goes into that hole. What is the possibility? Very, very, very rare. So that much possibility is to take birth in this Kali Yuga, in this 28th Yuga cycle, in the 7th Manu, in one day of Brahma. And that is the time Lord Krishna, he appears himself as his original form, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in the following Kali Yuga. So Krishna appears in the end of Dwapara Yuga, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in the same Yuga cycle and the same Kali Yuga. So that is the opportunity we got now. So we need to understand that how fortunate we are to have this appearance of the Lord in our lifetime. So now we have seen who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have seen what is his mood and how fortunate we are. So now we need to see who is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was as you know, he was in the 16th century. He was a great philosopher and scholar, Sanskrit scholar, and he was the dean of the Sanskrit department in King of Orissa. And he was a speculator and also hard-hearted. You know, most of these people who are speculating, they don't have the soft heart. They will have always hard-hearted. So such is the personality, and he was following impersonalism. He was the staunch follower of Shankaracharya. So what is the philosophy of Shankaracharya? It's impersonalism. So what they say is Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mityam, Brahmaiva, Jiva Brahmaiva, Na Para. So Jiva and Brahma, they are same. There is no difference. And Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mityam. So that is their philosophy. And what they say is the supreme, the Brahman is Nirguna. What is the Nirguna is? The Brahman is don't having any quality at all. And Brahma is Nirvisesha, no varieties for the Brahman. And Nirhagara, that is most important aspect for them. Nirhagara is no form at all. For Brahman there is no form. So this is the philosophy followed by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So he was very strong follower of this philosophy. What is the mood Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came? He came to give love of Godhead, Madhurya Rasa, and now he is going to give it to a follower of this Mayavada philosophy. how both are like extreme ends. Both are extreme ends. But how that personality is getting transformed just by the discussion of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So to understand what is the extremities of these two personalities, let me just show you what is this. See, this is a verse in this particular chapter where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was discussing, these two verses comes. Let us read this one. I'll just, because of time, I'll read the translation only. One who does not accept the transcendental form of the Lord is certainly an agnostic. Such a person should be neither seen nor touched. Indeed, he is subjected to punished by Yamaraja. See, the words are important, is neither seen nor touched. Here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling a person who is an impersonalist, who is following that the Mayavada philosophy, Lord is telling that person should not be even seen, and that person should not be even touched also. And the next verse it says, Srila Vyasadeva presented the Vedanta philosophy for the deliverance of conditioned souls. But if one hears the commentary of Sankaracharya, everything is spoiled. Mayavada Bhashya Sunile Haya Sarvanasha. So this is the mood of Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that same Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to embrace, is not only seeing Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he is going to have discussion with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and he is going to embrace Sarvabhauma. He said not touching also. One should not touch also, he is telling that. But still he goes and embraces Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So it's something, he says something and then he does something. Is it same like what we are doing? How do we understand this? When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says Mayavada should not be seen, Mayavada should not be touched, and if you speak with him, if you discuss with him, all your good qualities will be Sarvanasha. Then how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had discussion, how he has embraced him? How we can understand this? See, these instructions are given like for a neophyte devotees like us. So if, for example, if we are going and meeting such a person like the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, we will be sure we will be doomed. Isn't it? But whereas Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes and meets them to give his association to them. Similarly, how our Srila Prabhupada, when he went to the Western world, imagine if in his position of Srila Prabhupada, if someone else, a normal personality, or a neophyte devotee, if he goes there, what will happen to him? He would have been nowhere. Immediately he would have gone into their Nirviseshavadi there. So, but Srila Prabhupada converted them all because of they are Uttamadhigaris. But whereas we are all just neophytes, we cannot do the same what they have done. So this is what we need to understand here. So now how the meeting happened between these two personalities who are extreme ends. The meeting happened, that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to Jagannath Puri. When he was coming to Jagannath Puri along with Nityananda Prabhu and all the associates, the Lord, just before reaching the Jagannath Puri, he just came. He left everyone, he came ahead of them and he reached the temple. The moment he reached the temple, and then when he saw the Lord Jagannath, immediately he fainted. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately fainted there. So it happened that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was in that place, in the temple at the same moment. So those days, there are some people, they just act as if they have gone into ecstasy. And they will make so many actions. So the watchmen there in the temple, or the pandas, they know that there are people like this. So they know how to treat them. So immediately they took the stick and then they were trying to beat Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Bhattacharya was there, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was there. Immediately he went and stopped them. No, he looks genuine. Whatever he did, it looks genuine. You should not beat him. He is a sannyasi. So immediately Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, with the help of all the watchmen or other devotees there, he took Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his house. So he took to his house, took him to the house, and then he was lying there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was lying there unconscious. And there is no breathing also, he could not see. That Bhattacharya, he knew, because he said he was a Vedantist. He knows, he has read all the Vedas. So this particular ecstasy, he knows that it is not going to happen in a normal person. It will happen only in the the person who are eternally liberated. Nitya Siddhas. Only through Nitya Siddhas it can happen, not for normal personalities. So he was looking at his abdomen, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's abdomen is not moving. So if we are seeing someone, whether he is alive or not, how do we check? We first see the abdomen, whether it's moving or not. And then next what we will see? We will see the chest, whether chest is moving or not. And the third thing what we will do? We will put some, see in the nose, near the nose, whether breathing is there or not. So these are all called Ashta Vikara. It means they are all this transformation of the body. When the person who is really in ecstasy, who is really in the love of Godhead, he goes into ecstasy, he will show this type of symptoms, the transformation of the bodily transformations. So they said it is 8 types of symptoms there. In that one, but it is not for normal personalities it can happen 1 or 2 symptoms. But for the great personalities, all the 8 symptoms it can happen. So that's why it's mentioned here that these symptoms are called Sudipta Satvika. Sudipta Satvika means this 8 symptoms, if 1 or 2 only happens, then it is called just Dumaita. Dumaita means the smoke. When you are firing a wood, what will happen in the beginning? Beginning only smoke will be there. No? So similarly, if 1 or 2 symptoms happens, that is called Dumita. And if more than that, 3 or 4 symptoms happens, then it is called Jvalita. That is just the wood has got fire, little bit. And if the fire goes more, and then if the wood is nicely, it's burning, then it is called 3, 4 or 5 symptoms it happens. If the 4 or 5 symptoms, it is called Deepta. So Dumita, Jvalita, Deepta. And then again, if it goes up to 8 symptoms, then it is called Uddipta. Uddipta is nicely it's burning, completely burning. It's difficult to extinguish that fire. But what is this Sudipta? Sudipta is all the 8 symptoms, it will happen at the same time, multiple times. So that is Sudipta. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited that type of symptoms in that moment. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he knows that this is not an ordinary personality, he is something extraordinary. These type of symptoms cannot happen in a normal person, so he is something, a different personality. As we know, what is the weapon Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought? So when we know that when the Lord came, whenever the Lord comes, for each and everything, there is a mood and mission is there. For example, we are also working in some companies. Each organization has got mood and mission, is it not? So what is the mood of, what is the mission of the Lord appearing in the world, in the material world? Why Krishna appears in the material world? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srajamyaham. So whenever and wherever the decline in the religion, and when the irreligion comes up, I will appear at every yuga. And again, next verse he says 4:8, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkridam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So there the Lord mentions what is his mission. For every appearance, what is his mission? 3 missions are given there. What is that? Paritranaya sadhunam. So the second one is vinashaya cha dushkridam. The third one is dharma samsthapanarthaya. So for these 3 purpose, the Lord appears every year. So here the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared, the Krishna has appeared, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what should be his mission? What is the Paritranaya Sadhanam? So he has to protect the devotees. So the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has protected so many devotees. We'll go to the third one, Dharma Samsthapanarthaya. What is the Dharma he has established? Sankirtana Yajna. So Lord has established the Sankirtana Yajna, that is the Yuga Dharma for this Yuga. So what is the second one? Second one is Vinashaya cha Dushkridam. Okay, so Vinashaya cha Dushkridam. Dushkrida, who is the Dushkrida? Krishna says what is in Dushkrida in 7th chapter? Is good? Namam Dushkridino Muda Prabhadyante Naradama Mayaya Arpita Jnana Asuram Bhava Mashrita. So 4 Dushkritas mentioned. So if you see ourselves, most of the Kali Yuga come within these 4 categories. So if the Lord has to remove these Dushkritas, then the Lord has to annihilate complete Kali Yuga. So no one will be left over, except very few devotees. So if the Lord starts, annihilating all the jivas here, then what will happen? So the Lord came with a special weapon here. So if he has to annihilate, he can annihilate with this just Sudarshan Chakra quickly. But if he has to, the Lord should not annihilate everyone, and at the same time the Lord should change the Dushkrita to the Sukrita. So how he can do that? He came with a special weapon. What is the special weapon he came? He came with his personal beauty. So the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form itself is very attractive. So this Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a staunch follower of impersonalism. He was so attached to the Sripad Shankaracharya's philosophy. Even that personality, he got attracted to the form of the Lord. So he was looking at the form of the Lord, and by the time Nityananda Prabhu and all the associates, they came to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. How they came? Gopinath Acharya, the brother-in-law of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he brought him, all of them. The Gopinath Acharya, he is the brother-in-law of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and he knows about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He brought them there, and then when the associates came, they understood the Lord has gone into ecstasy. So to revive him, what they have to do? They need to chant Hare Krishna. So all of them, they started chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So immediately Lord gained this consciousness. So the moment Lord gained this consciousness, then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a little bit relieved. So then he said, okay, now I am relieved now. So now I wanted to serve all of you. So now Gopinath Acharya was introducing to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya who is this personality. So he was telling that he is from the Navadip, Nadia district. So the moment he said the Navadip, Nadia district itself, the respect which Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it increased more. Because those time Nadia, this district is very, very famous for all scholarly people there. So everyone there are highly scholar. And this personality is a sannyasi also. And very young sannyasi. So his respect has increased. To the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's respect increased to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the next word he says, there is a Brahmana there, his name is Jagannath Mishra, and he married to Sachimata, and Sachimata's father is Nilambar Chakravarti. The moment he said Nilambar Chakravarti, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, oh, is it? He is the grandson of Nilambar Chakravarti. Nilambar Chakravarti, my father is very close friend of Nilambar Chakravarti. So, why all these things Krishnadas Gauraj Goswami is explaining here is that the mood of the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is slowly increasing towards Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when they said like this, okay, then now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya requested them, all of them, please, all of you, please go and take bath. It is becoming noon time now, so take bath in the sea and then come back, we will have prasad. So everyone came along with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya nicely served all of them. So once they done, then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he told Gopinath Acharya, please, you take the sannyasi to the house. He has allocated a house, the house of Kasim Mishra's house there. So he allocated there, and he took him there. You leave them there, make all the arrangements, and then come back to me. So Gopinath Acharya made all the arrangements, and then he came back to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Now he is giving another introduction to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Before what the introduction is given? He is from Nadia, he is from Nilambar Chakravarti's grandson, he is given. Now he is giving another introduction that he is the disciple of Keshava Bharati. He is the sannyasa disciple of Keshava Bharati. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, oh, is it the Bharati lineage? Bharati lineage is a little bit of not very high. So those days there are so many different categories where there, even in sannyasi also. We are thinking sannyasi is great, the highest order of the social life. But even within the sannyasi also there are some other categories are there. He says, oh, it's a Bharati lineage. So it is not that much highly elevated. It's a little bit in the Madhyama. He says it's in the Madhyama level. So what I will do, I will initiate him again. I will initiate him again in the Saraswati Sampradaya, so that he will become more elevated, and he is very young also, and he can strictly follow the sannyasa rules and regulations. Because if not following strictly the rules and regulations, he is very young, he may fall down. So these are all the interpretation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya towards Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. See, he was not knowing who is that personality. See, just by only external appearance, he was telling all these things. So then, Gopinath Acharya was very much disappointed by the comments of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Then he said, this type of understanding will not help you to understand the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is, he has appeared here as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the Supreme Lord himself. There is no difference between Chaitanya and Lord Krishna. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was asking, no, Krishna is referred as 3 yuga. Because the Lord appears only in 3 yugas only. He is not appearing in the Kali Yuga. So then how come Krishna has appeared here in the Kali Yuga? See, he is not accepting that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna. Because in the Vedas it is mentioned it is 3 yuga only. But he doesn't know that the Lord appears in Kali Yuga also, but in a disguised form. Gopinath Acharya says, but Acharya, it is not like that. In the Kali Yuga there is no Leela Avadara. But in Kali Yuga there is Yuga Avadara is there. So these intricacies you will understand only if you have the mercy of the Lord. So here he says, the next in the verse he says, Anumana Pramana Nahi Ishvara Tattve Jnana. So just by Anumana and Pramana, you cannot understand the Lord. How you can understand the Lord? Kripa Veena Ishvare Kahi Nahi Jnana. So Ishvara Kripa, if you have the Ishvara Kripa, then you can understand the Lord. Otherwise, just by Anumana and Pramana, you cannot understand the Lord. So this is what the drawback here is, that they don't ask, they don't surrender to the Lord to get this Kripa. Unless and until we surrender, how we will get the Kripa? But of course the Lord is so merciful and his devotees are merciful, they give costless mercy. So this is what the explanation given by Gopinath Acharya about about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he left, that day is gone, and then the next day Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya went to the temple, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also came to the temple. They both meet there in the temple. They started discussion there in the Jagannath temple. So there, the great long discussion it goes. We shortly we see that what is the discussion they had. So there, immediately Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, when he saw the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then he surrendered, and then he started, you are a sannyasi, so we need to discuss about the Vedanta. So let us discuss about the Vedanta. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you are a great scholar. No, first of all, before that, do you understand who is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya? Who is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya actually? He is Brahaspati. Who appeared as Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya in Gauralila. Okay, so you know who is Brahaspati? Brahaspati is the spiritual master of Deva. So he knows all the scriptures. Okay, so here, but again, only just by the scriptures we cannot understand the Lord. We may know the scriptures left and right, everything we know, but still to understand the Lord, only by the mercy of the Lord we can understand it. So he was given so many arguments, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, but Lord said no, whatever. Then he said the discussion it was happening for 7 days continuously. So then Lord was listening continuously 7 days without showing any expression. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was continuously keep on explaining the Vedas, and on the 7th day he was having a doubt. My dear sannyasi, do you understand what I am teaching? Or do you have any doubt? Because now this is 7th day, and all these days you are not even showing any symptom of understanding, or you are not asking any doubts. So I am having a doubt now whether you understand or not. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, my dear sir, I understood whatever you said, but the explanation what you gave, I understand Vedas, I understand the Vedanta, but the explanation what you gave, that is what I am not able to understand. So then Lord argued with, discussed with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He says, first of all, we need to accept the Vedic statements. So Vedic statements, you don't try to interpret your own way the Vedic statements. So like the Mahaprabhu, he gives the 2 examples. In the Vedas it is mentioned that cow dung is very auspicious and the conch shell is very auspicious. But in the general rule, what is the general rule? A stool is inauspicious and a bone is inauspicious. But what is the cow dung and the conch shell? It is a stool and a stone, the bone. But whereas these two are accepted as auspicious things. So we should not go on interpret why it is mentioned like that. Since it is given in the Vedas, accept it. So that's what initially Lord says to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, you don't interpret on your own way. So no interpretation of impersonalism. Understanding, you should understand both the features. See, in the Vedas, of course, the Lord said, the Vedas, there are some places impersonalism is given, but it is just an aspect of the Supreme Lord. It is not the complete whole Supreme Lord. It is just, impersonalism is just an aspect. It is not the complete thing. So if the person who understands the Lord, the personality of the Lord, he knows the impersonalism also. So the complete understanding comes only if you understand both impersonalism and personalism also. So he says, Vedas, they conclude at the end. Vedanta concludes the personal feature of the Lord. So he says, then the creation, how the creation is happened? The creation is happening when the Lord is willing to have the creation. And how the creation is happened? Just by the glance of the Lord. The Lord is looking at by eyes and the creation happens. Now the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, if the Lord is willing, that means he is having a mind. If the person doesn't have mind, how someone can will think of something? If the creation has to happen through the vision, then that person should have the eyes or not. So that Supreme Lord is a personality. He has got the mind, he has got the eyes, he has got all the senses. But the difference is, all his mind and the senses are all transcendental, not like our material senses or material mind. It's all transcendental. Then Lord discussed about the various energies of the Lord, and then why Puranas has been given. So if there is Vedas are there, everything is there, then why Puranas is given? Puranas is given for those people who cannot understand the Vedas. It's just like a supplementary. Puranas are given. And then this is the place where here Lord says, those who are not understanding the personal future, they should not be even touched, they should not be even seen, and they should not be discussed also. And then Lord discuss about the Sankaracharya philosophy. What are the faults in the Sankaracharya philosophy? So when he said the faults, then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was thinking, wow, how this person, he knows everything. Then he said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained why Sankaracharya has intentionally given this philosophy. Then the two verses it's mentioned here, that the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, please make the general populace averse to me by imagining your own interpretation of Vedas. Also, cover me in such a way that people will make more interest in advancing material civilization just to propagate a population bereft of spiritual knowledge. And another verse, this is Lord Shiva speaks to Mother Parvati, Durga Devi. In the age of Kali, I take the form of a Brahmana and explain the Vedas through false scriptures in an atheistic way similar to Buddhist philosophy. So Lord is referring these two verses, and he says that Sankaracharya is none other than Lord Shiva himself. He came for a purpose. That purpose has been given to him by the Lord himself. So Lord has instructed Shiva to come as Sankaracharya and then to propagate the impersonalism. But there is some agenda behind it. Because those times, the people were in the mass, they were not following the Vedas at all. To bring the people, those who are not at all following the Vedas, to the highest level, it is very difficult. If you have to bring one who has fallen down, if you have to bring him, how can you, straight away you can pull him up? You have to bring him to little by little, isn't it? So similarly, the Lord has arranged the Lord Shiva to come here as a Sankaracharya to propagate this impersonalism, to bring them, those atheistic people who are denying the Vedas, to accept the Vedas in the impersonal future. So the next step will come from the impersonal future, then the personal future will come. So this is the agenda of the Lord. So Sankaracharya is teaching for a purpose. So you don't take that. But again, the Vedanta, whatever the Vedanta is given, it is the personal future of the Lord. So all this been explained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he understood that who is this person. He is not an ordinary person, he is the Lord himself. He understood that moment, he understood. Then the Lord said, this is not enough. Even if you understand that the Lord has got personal form, but more than that, the service attitude you should develop. So he gives that three, Sambandha, Abhidaya and Prayojana there. So what is the Sambandha Jnana he gave? The Lord and the Jiva, what is the relationship? And then what is the Abhidaya Jnana? How you can serve the Lord by bhakti yoga. And what is the prayojana? What is the ultimate goal we are going to get? Is the love of Godhead. So this has been very clearly explained by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he understood. Then he surrendered to the Lord. Then he said, I am a big offender to you. And I know that through Gopinath Acharya that you are saving the whole world. But that is not a great thing. You are saving the whole world. You are liberating the whole world. That is not a great thing. But you are now liberating me. That is the greatest thing. So he knows that what was his fault before and how the Lord has changed him. So he understood that. Then he said, changing me or liberating me is the greatest thing what you are doing now. So that's how the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he accepted the Lord, and then he accepted the bhakti, he accepted the personal feature of the Lord. Then the next day again they are meeting there, and then when we are saying about the bhakti, then the Lord says, see, the bhakti is not only for those who are a normal person, even those who are already self-realized person also. Those who are already self-realized, they understood the Lord. Even for those people also, bhakti is beneficial. So what is the verse they were discussing there? This one. Tattenu kampam susumikshamano bunjana evatma kritam vipagam hridvag vapupir vidanam namaste jiveta yo bhakti padasa daya bhakt. So this has been recited by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Actually, this verse is in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is in the 11th canto, in the 10th canto. In the 10th canto, Brahma's prayers. When Brahma, 10th canto, 14th chapter, 8th verse, this 10, 14, 8, this verse. There Brahma speaks this verse. When Brahma spoke the verse, what was the last line? Jiveta yo mukti pada sa daya bhakt. So mukti pada, there the actual verse is mukti pada. When Sarvabhauma was reciting this verse, he removed that mukti and he replaced it with bhakti. So you see, just in the beginning stage, what was his condition? Now even to reciting the Bhagavata in just one word, mukti, even that mukti also you don't want. So that is the power of the bhakti. So the devotees, they don't want even the liberation also. We know what are the five types of liberation, isn't it? So even the 5 types of liberation also, the devotees, they don't need. Even to listening also, they are not interested in listening to the liberation. That's how here Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he changed the Bhagavatam also. When Lord heard this recitation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was laughing. Then he said, my dear Bhattacharya, you should not change the words in Bhagavatam. Of course, I understand your mood, that you are not at all interested in liberation, but still you are not supposed to change the words in Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is what is understood. We understand how he has changed. Then after that, what happened? Then another day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went to the Mangalarti in Jagannath Puri temple. So he went to Jagannath Puri temple in Mangalarti, and then he received a garland and Mahaprasada from the Lord. Straight away he went directly to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. It was early in the morning. It was early in the morning, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was knocking the door of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He was sleeping at the time. It was very early. So he was sleeping, and when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya opened the door, he was just coming out of the bed. He was coming out of the bed, and in front of the door, Lord is standing there with the garland and prasada. The moment Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya saw the garland and the prasada, and the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this is the prasada from Lord Jagannatha. Immediately, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he just took it, and then he sat there and then started honoring the Mahaprasad. Straight away he started honoring the Mahaprasad. But what is the procedure? Normally, what is they were following before? In the morning, they need to take bath, clean themselves, perform all the prayers, and then they need to offer to the Lord, and then honor the Mahaprasad. But here Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya just got up from the bed straight away, and straight away when he saw the moment the Mahaprasada, immediately started honoring Mahaprasad. So when we are honoring Mahaprasada, what was our prayer? Mahaprasade Govinde. So when he saw their prasada, what he was seeing actually? He was not seeing the Mahaprasada there. He was seeing the Govinda, the Lord himself, this thing. So that is the transformation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So that change, how it happened? That change, how it happened? It's only by association of the Lord. So that association, what we say is lavamatra sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha, sarva sastra gaya. Lavamatra sadhu sangha, sarva siddhi haya. So you can read Vedas, understand so many things, but the actual, the purpose of reading, purpose of understanding the Vedas, what is the actual purpose of understanding the Vedas, reading the Vedas? Sarva Vedaisya. So what is that in the 15th chapter? Lord says, Vedaisya sarvair aham eva vedyo. So out of all the Vedas, what you are going to understand? You have to understand me only. So if you are not understanding me, then what is the use of reading all these Vedas? So you may be a big scholar, big pandita, but unless and until you understand who is Lord, what is our relationship with the Lord, what I am going to do with the Lord, based on that relation, what I am going to get out of that, then there is no use of performing all are just only rituals. Rupa Goswami says, no, these are all only just rituals. If you don't, in Bhagavad Gita it's mentioned, if you are not getting the love of God, if you don't get the love of God performing all this, it's all shramayeva kevalam. It's all useless labor. You may come do so many things, so many rituals you may perform, but unless and until the moment you don't get the love of God, the moment you don't feel this is my Lord, is the personal Lord. That day on Friday, I was just surprised that Bhaktin, that girl was reading, in that one. She was telling, my Gopinath, what is she was telling that? Oh, my Kanaya, yeah. She was telling my Kanaya. That's why I got doubt. I asked that, same time I asked that, is it there in the book, my Kanaya, or you are telling it? Then she said, no, I am telling it, it's not in the book. See, when we are telling to the Lord, when you are talking to someone, how you are going to tell Radha Bharineshwar is ISKCON temple? Is it just simply we can tell like that? But that is not bringing the close relationship with us, with the Lord. When we are saying, this is my temple, this is my Lord, my Radha Bharineshwar. And when you are telling that, when you are connecting yourself with the Lord, that is the moment you get really understood what is the devotion. So you need to develop that. Of course, we say no that fake it until you make it. Of course, we don't have it also, no problem. At least you fake it. You try to improve that. You try to develop that qualities. When you develop that qualities, then you will feel the difference. So these discussions of these personalities, we have seen, this is Brahaspati himself. Why Brahaspati himself came? Before Brahaspati, why Lord Shiva came as Sankaracharya? For a purpose. Why Brahaspati came as Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya? For a purpose. What is that purpose? We need to understand the Lord. We need to understand our relationship with the Lord. Perform our seva. Develop that intense relationship with the Lord. Unless until we do that, shramaya vi keval. There is less hard, it's useless labor. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahavadanyaya. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauradveshanama. The Lord has come. He is a Mahavadanyaya. Of course, he will give costless mercy, but you should have that eligibility. Costless mercy, of course, costless mercy is, we say, I am so fallen, patita, I am patita. So I am qualified to get the mercy of the Lord. Okay, that is internally we should have that. But externally we should try to improve ourselves. Externally we should try to improve ourselves. Okay, so all these festivals, all these our discussions, all only for the purpose of developing our that internal relationship with her. Of course, externally we can see, we can put dhoti, we can put this, we can put tilaga, but internally how much we are going to get connected with our parampara, how much we are going to get connected with our lordships. That makes the difference. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Any comments or anything? Or we'll have some kirtan for some time. Kirtan. Chetar Guru. Okay, continue. So Mahaprasada is ready, so we should not make Mahaprasada to wait. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. So we thank all the devotees for attending today's special class. So today